Mamán is the title of this sculptural work. His author is Louis Bourgeois, and it was made in 1999. The type of sculpture is called free sculpture, and the dimensions are the following ones: 8.95 multiplied by 9.80 and 11.60. The style of this work is expressionist, and it has an allegorical theme. It's located in Guggenheim Museum, Bilbao.
Regarding historic events after World War II, became several facts and conflicts worldwide. One is the Korean War, the creation of the State of Israel, the triumph of the Cuban Revolution led by Fidel Castro, the independence of African countries, the Vietnam War, and the revolution in Portugal by Harpy Short. In Spain, dictator Francisco Franco died and democracy was established. The most recent events are the First Gulf War in 1991 and the attack of the Twin Towers in New York. In recent decades, phenomenon globalization has played a very important role in scientific and technological development. With the spread of information, all artistic flights spread and exchange ideas. In the second half of the 20th century, the artistic epicenter moved to New York City and became the world capital of art. A large quantity of artists went there to live, especially Germans, funk Nazi Germans. But with globalization, later broke down the idea of arts in center.
In the 1990s, they included two major trends, the vanguards and postmodern trends. The vanguards began in Europe with the emergence of informal, and the United States with the advent of abstract expressionism, and ended with conceptual proposals at the end of the decade of 1960s. The postmodern trends were initiated with the German neo-expressionism, an Italian trance mid-70s, and continues with reveals in the 1980s.
Louis Bourgeois is considered one of the most important French artists of the 20th century. He was born and died Cubist in 1932. He entered the Sorbonne, where he studied mathematics and geometry, which was prepared perfect Cubist style of his early years. Later, attended various art schools in Paris and worked in the studio of painter Fernand Léger. In 1938, he moved to New York and left the painting to devote himself to sculpture, with a personal and psychological characterized by the ability to work with different materials.
Mamán raised challenging about 8 giant legs bronze outside the Guggenheim Museum in Bilbao. These legs have a structure vaguely reminiscent of the flying buttresses of Gothic cathedrals. There are tents, they reproduce very well the movement of the spider. At the same time, also show a rough surface and imperfect, the result of numerous plates that make up as pieces of fabric. Its roughness produces the sensation of movement at the spider. All legs come together in a central force redundant dimensions, under which there is a metallic fabric that contains the eggs, may represent the spider, a set of white marble stones. The author combines well fragility that emerges from the hopelessness of the bag that holds the egg suspended in a vacuum, so the protection of prison while offering the position of the 8 limbs, slightly higher than maternal pose. To understand the sculpture of the author must take into account the facts that conditioned their lives. To begin with, when she was 16-17 years old, were raped by her art teacher. Furthermore, when she was about 18 years old, an accident caused by a tram. She had to go with a wheelchair, and although in the end she was able to walk with some difficulty, pain sensation she had marked the lifelong. She had the feeling of not being complete. She could not have children, and this caused a trauma. That is why his work always has to do with sexuality and fertility. Painted with, she felt liberated, for it was a kind of therapy. The relationship between his father and his mother was very hard. His father was unfaithful to his wife, having sex with the governess, and as the author saw it with the eyes, caused a major impact. As she was a very sensitive, which is why he scored so all these facts. The spider represents his mother. Structure is aggressive legs from a cage hidden eggs. This kind of cage protects the egg, but also imprisons them. The spider is able to construct and also kill.